who's the first one to to
Let's just
participate in as an audience?
I guess so.
let it rock.
Yeah,
Whoa.
1, 2.
Oh, have people
two.
coming
Okay.
in. Great.
Well, season's greetings, everyone, and welcome to our program. Stay ahead of the curve with big data and artificial intelligence. As many of you know, artificial intelligence is prominently discussed throughout the Northeastern community. And the President Aoun's book, Robert Proof, Higher Education in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, is the great example of it. This conversation is brought to us by our wonderful alumni and students from China who are working in healthcare, retail, and telecommunications. We are recording this event and will upload to the Northeastern YouTube channel within the next business days. During the event, please remain muted. We welcome you to type your questions in the Q&A portion. You can access the Q&A button in the bottom of the toolbar. Automated transcriptions, as you see, services are available during this event. You can hide it or show the subtitles of the live transcript via the CC Live button. This is on your button toolbar. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our Beijing community leader and the moderator for this panel, Morgan Wang, double Husky from the College of Engineering and currently product manager at Deepwise. Morgan, the floor is yours.
All right, Yelena. Thank you so much. And hello, everybody. I've seen 5 guys come into our audience. Welcome. And I'm saying hi to you guys from Beijing, China right now. Joining us tonight with Vincent. He graduated, will be graduating, right? Will be graduating in 2024 in the DMSB college. Is that right? And
23. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, 23. Oh, you're gonna graduate in advance. That's great. Cool. So Vincent previously interned at Lingmo AI as a strategy analyst. So we can kind of expand later when we starting our conversation. Sure. And also Kim Yunchen Xian, a class of 2019, same year as mine. Currently working as a data scientist at Asian Info, who are also located in Beijing. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome. So without further ado, let's get a quick self-introductions with each one of us. What we do and what our companies do. Want to start with the one of you?
Okay, I can start. I can start.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can give you a brief introduction because I don't have the slides to show. So my name is Yu Chen. You can call me Kim. I'm working for the Asia Info. I think our department is called the Telecom Artificial Intelligence Lab. So it's kind of a data scientist role and like research oriented and development oriented. So about my job, there's a main task on the job is mostly to do the machine learning development and do the data analysis and try to involving in different kinds of projects, which aims to help the clients to solve the problem, use the artificial intelligence tools or the machine learning tools, and anything you name it. Our company is mainly, the clients all come from the telecommunication the marketplace. So what we, to be more specific, what we do here is mainly we call one of the fields called the AI ops, which is a intelligent operations for the the networks and for all the business service provided by the network operators. And what we've done here, to be much more specific, we've done something like the projects called for example, the abnormal detection, try to detect some anomaly, in the network to help to improve the network maintenance or the operation. And other thing is come from like some business oriented. We try to, some projects was down just as a recommendation system, or other things like, as we all know, we need to do some data analysis, try to evaluate some needs from the clients, whether they want to do what they want to do, because there are some clients who just know, yeah, we have money, we want something more intelligent, then help us try to figure out something we can down with your tools, your products, or your like techniques, things like that. So that's what I'm doing right now in Beijing, and I think it's something cool, something challenging. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, here I am. Just a brief self-introduction. Thanks for coming, Alumni and my friends, and thanks Alumni Association for giving me such a valuable chance to speak up as a current undergraduate student of Northeastern. I'm Vincent Heran, a junior student of Northeastern. My major is business administration and concentrating on finance and entrepreneurship. Actually, I finished the 5 semesters in China and then transferred to Northeastern. So I'm still new Husky. Before I came to Boston, I had an internships at Shanghai. The company is Retail Eye Intelligence Limo company, which a startup helps retail companies to improve their efficiency. As a strategy in terms, I learned a lot from this experience. So in my part, I like to speak up into 2 parts, and one is our business model of Retail Eye Intelligence, and another part is my personal experience in this internship. So that's a brief introduction, and if I still got more time, I'll show my stats in the next parts. Okay.
Yep, great. Thanks, Vincent and Kim. Both are interesting applications. One was in the mass network analysis and monitoring, if I'm understanding correctly. And Vincent was your previous employment was focused on the retail business by utilizing the artificial intelligence technology into that. And for myself, like Yelena mentioned, I currently work for a company called DeepWise. We apply the artificial intelligence business in the healthcare industry. So basically, we train the machine learning to help the doctors reading the CT scan imagings or X-ray imagings or magnetic resonance. So all kinds of medical imagings. With the deep learning skills, will dramatically shrink the time consumptions compared to by humans looking through hundreds of picture slides. So by going further, guys, I do want to ask you guys what kind of AI technologies either yourself or your company utilize in details, because we all know that there are all kinds of different type of artificial intelligence technology, like the NLP, right, natural language processing, or the computer vision, which my company kind of evolved pretty deep, or it could be the massive data craggling and monitoring, so-called big data, right? And there's also the TTS, right? Text to speech converting. So would you please share with us some details or further about what you or your company evolved with the specific AI technology? And if you have some slides, feel free to share the screen.
Okay, I can go first. I'll share my screen. Wait just a minute. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, perfect. Okay, First is the definition of retail eye intelligence. As you said, Limo. Okay, Shanghai Retail Eye Intelligence, we are a tech company. Yeah, it's a top AI startup serving the retail industry. We apply AI, AIoT, and big data to retail industry, to retail inspections, retail display, and offline retail global data, and other aspects to greatly reduce cost and improve the efficiency in retail industry for some big brands and channels. Start with our client. Basically, our client, giant retail brand like Taigu Coke, which is bottling plant Coca-Cola in China, and another one, as you know, is Zhongliang in the north of China. And something like Nongfu Spring, Nongfu Shanquan, Yili, Mengniu. All of these brands has same demand. They want to know their products, especially for their drinking product sales in the first line, right? In the past, they hired people to do that. These people will go to the first tier shops to collect the data and to ask the owners of these shops what's going on in your shop and the sales situation. But however, these people have another rule, which is the salesman. So it makes this data unreliable. All I can see is a little bit fake. Yeah. So they won't make their data looks not good, right? Here's our business pain point is so how a retail eye intelligence deal with this. Yeah, we have two methods to deal with that. The first one, as you can see, is inspector plus a mobile phone camera. And another one is AIoT inspections. I'll explain all this. For the first method, we use HR crowdsourcing platform to hire inspectors. I guess everyone know Didi or Uber, right? The business model is actually very similar. Yeah. We give directions to these people with free time, and they can hold their mobile phones to this place, to these stores, and use our apps developed by Retail Eye to take pictures. After they take pictures, all the records, videos, right? Our algorithm can identify the tabs, the quantities, and the placement rules of all of these products in picture or in videos, which can be corrected by AI. So that's how we combine AI and SaaS, SaaS. This is one picture after we collected. If we have tons of pictures concentrated on one area, or we can say one place. Yeah. And for a while, like over 1 month, we can get the big data of one area, or even the whole province, like in Beijing, in Shanghai, or we can say in China, the whole China. Cool. And the second method is AIoT. We can lie in intelligence freezers, intelligence shelves, and other equipment in each stores to achieve 24 hours monitoring. Yeah, and then data collections can also be achieved, and it's more efficient. With this data, we can do a lot of things, like we can empower data to ourselves, to our existing research and development business, and to our customer. Yeah. We can provide consulting service. Every brands want to develop their new products. that their customers like or biased. We can provide their customers bias data. Yeah, and also they want to optimize their supply chain. Yeah, we can give them regional data to implement zero lead time and zero inventory. We use these terms in supply chain management. Or they want to open new shops effectively. Yeah, and we can give them the best advice on where to open the stores and how to stock products. So that's how Limo, or we can say Retail Eye, to implement AI and SaaS to our business model. And I think in China, the bottom level development of AI industry has been grow slow in a long time in recent years. Yeah, so it's more feasible, or I can say it's a trend to find the combination of AI to traditional industry and combine them to find business opportunities here. Yeah.
So basically apply the AI technology to empower traditional industry.
Yeah, we call them digitalization.
Digitalization, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And further, there's a new word of, than digital, so-called like, artificial, from not just digital, right? Digital is basically, they move everything from offline to online, and with all the data you can, index and search. But further than that is, smartly using all the data at the right time to the right people. Yeah. So they're moving this from 信息化, so-called, to 智能化.
数字化.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
I hope the live transcript could, cover that part of the Chinese translation to people who don't speak Chinese. But all right, Kim, do you want to share with us a little bit detail with what kind of AI technology that you applied at your company?
So I think, like there's plenty of the tools or techniques was involved in our business, or we call this the daily works. So I think maybe 3 different kinds of parts. One part is about something as a part of the CV that called it OCR, but that's not my expertise. And the other thing is about the NLP. We do plenty of the NLP jobs works because we, in the network operation, we need to deal with the log, the system logs. So there are lots of unstructured data. Log contents can be analyzed and, used to do a lot of, things, to do the prediction or to do the detection. I try to do analysis for, we call the root cause analysis. Because one tribe, there was there has some alarm, some warning generated by the system. And we want to say which is the root cause to cause this alarm. And then we can make the system or the server, for example, to do something to, make it like a self-healing, or help the operational engineer to, just to find, to locating this alarms or the errors, and then to fix it. So that's the things for, where the NLP works in our company's business. And the third part is like traditional machine learning. We try to do the most important thing is like anomaly detection. We do different kinds of anomaly detection. Something was based on logs. It's unstructured data, not traditional, but we all do some traditional things to detect the abnormal, something like the metrics or some performance data. We can, for example, we can track or monitoring for like a PC. We can say whether this usage of CPU, is it normal, good, or is there something wrong, right? That's the thing for the abnormal detection. Also, we try, I think all the traditional machine learning tools can be used, like neural networks and all tree-based models, and even for logistic regression or linear regression kinds of things can be involved in the daily works. It depends on how we choose the tools to solve the problem, and different clients, different projects have different situations. Some clients care more about the efficiency. Some care more about the effectiveness. Yeah, that's the things we've done, I think, in the daily lives, and we're still trying to to get involved in some front edge techniques. We do like one or two more less than 3 projects involved in the federated learning. Try to it's popular here to because governments started to protect the data, so the federated learning was popular. We do some projects based on that, use the distributed machine learning like frameworks to help the clients, especially the operators like China Unicom, for example. They have lots of data. There are some small companies try to to do the joint modeling, can like this huge chunks of data to empowering their modeling to improve their business. That's the things we've done here. Like I think like 1, 3 to 4 parts. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Talking about the unstructured data, I recently was joining a project that unstructured data happens a lot, right? And most of the times, if you want to apply artificial intelligence technologies, try to structure those multi-source unstructured data. It's always the first step, right? And because like what we're just saying, that all kinds of institute, they start to get digitalized, but most of the times they digitalize stuff from a very undigitalized materials, like hard print paper, right? So especially in the healthcare industries, the projects I was involved in, basically the hospital take a picture of the description of the patient, right? What kind of disease and all of that. So we have to apply the OCR technologies to first read all those words, and further, if you want help the doctors to quickly diagnose or giving a supporting decision systems, you have to tell the machine with a structured data. So like if you want to train a machine, you can't use unstructured data. It's only a human can read it, but it also takes time, right? So the best is to give it like an Excel sheet with all the structures, with the rows or columns, I guess. Probably Kim, that's something that part of the NLP that you guys do. But I do also want to ask, how come the system logs are unstructured? Unstructured data, because isn't should be like compiled or programmed in advance for those logs, or those logs are like human typed?
Yeah, it can come from as you say, the multiple sources, but what we dealing with the logs is mainly from the network devices or equipment. We would call there was a terms called a network elements. I think it's element parts of the whole, how to say, the core network, something composing like a station, something for the whole network, the network service network. That's a thing, but that's not my expertise. So the logs come from there. So it is not typical like the something typical NLP problem, because they're not even the language. There's some like wild cards, something like the different variables human define or assign for the computer. Like for example, you have the like a host CPU usage kinds of thing, but it's not lots of abbreviations or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When it comes to
like,
go ahead.
I think sounds like you need more human work or human force. As I know, the data in healthcare area, they are more transferable. Transferable. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
can.
readable.
It's readable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
more readable. Yeah, but
Mhm.
sounds like in network areas, you should put more effort on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's as I mentioned, yesterday, I participated in the presentation for some computation. I told you that this kinds of unstructured data from logs is even hard for machine to understand. It's not only for the human beings.
Yeah.
How many sources could that be? Like hundreds, 2000s of the source?
I'm not sure. If you want to say the source is like tabs of the source, I think it's kind of like something like exchanger, router, server, kinds of thing. Server can be have different kinds of task oriented. Something is supporting the application, something that supporting the network. Some servers is running other like a business oriented things for like a China Unicom. They also have the app. Right, the app have different kind of services, like even the financial services. Yeah, so it's come from like mainly from this kind of thing. Even some PC maybe. I'm not sure because this is the things the clients won't share off, or maybe it's classified things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool, interesting. So we talked about, from Vincent, how to apply the, I believe that's OCR and some with some of the computer vision technology in the retail industries. And also we talked about the similar NLP, OCR, CV, and also the deep learning to solve the massive network problems. And comes to my turn, I'll share with you quite briefly about how we here at DeepWise to apply the artificial intelligence in the healthcare industries. So I'll make it quick. This is a full presentation. Previously, I was involved in Turkey AI panel couple months ago. But basically, a little bit about our company. We're currently at 500 plus startup companies. I believe it's over 700, 600 to be specific this month. And we're actually a C++ round of the money raised, and a bunch of paper and patent published. Because when it comes to the healthcare industries, you may want to publish a lot of the a paper through the medical journals. That's how to build up the company's influence. Right, and I'll just jump a couple main points to talk about. So we target the CT scans because a lot of disease, especially cancers, are either fully or mainly relied on the medical imaging. And cancer still nowadays the first death cause of the human beings, and we've been fighting it for a long time. And problem with reading all the CT or medical images is that a regular chest CT generates hundreds to thousands megabytes of data. That means a lot of images to read, right? And it's pretty hard to read actually. With less than 7 years of medical education, you barely it's possible to read the difference. It's pretty hard. So we want to make it faster, and we want to make it more efficient, and especially when it comes to the coronavirus. The last 2 years, people needed to be quick and dramatically shrink the time of a diagnostic, so that if there's potential patients among a flowing society, you may want to diagnose him or her quickly, and then move it to the quarantine or the hospital and stuff. Right. So we basically apply the kind of image reading, so-called computer vision technologies with the deep learning neural network to read the medical imaging. So basically, you need to segment the organs, basically, either the lung, the brain, or the bones, and to do the object deductions, basically inside organs, what nodules or particles are like Kim said, abnormal, right? Or there's some outbreak or whatever. Yeah. So like the lung nodules, for example, or here what we're seeing is the pneumonia, actually by coloring out those part of the lung is having infections and cause pneumonia. And as we know that coronavirus is one type of pneumonia. So we have we have quite a lot, cases, basically / research. We kind of, co-research with our algorithms, all the engineers, along with the hospital doctors, with the in the hospital, to establish the new ways to diagnose the disease for the breast mammography, for example. The females, they may have calcification in their breast, and by doing the scans, either CT or X-ray, they will scan out which part of the breast is having a calcification. So calcification basically is the pre-version of cancer, so that when the radiation go through, it will get a different look on your imagings, so that we could capture that. Same as the pneumonias, we basically apply the technologies so that we can quickly segment the organs, as well as color out the infection part. And along with the patient disease life cycle, we could also reconstruction the 3D of the organ, as well as the pneumonias along with the organs, to see 360-degree which part of the lungs is going on, or is either getting better or it's getting worse. So accumulate those research cases or papers, we apply them into our products for commercial purpose. First one is the lung nodules. As we know that lung nodules basically is similar to the breast mammography. Basically, it's a calcification, pre-version of the lung cancer, which is the #1 disease for the death cause around the whole world. Basically, we apply those technology to the interface. It's kind of like a Google Map for your lung. It will very quickly, you just click either each one of the cards on the side. It will help you to locate the specific nodule on your medical images that is not going well. And furthermore, it could tell you the dimension of the lung nodule that is not going well. Either it's less than 3 millimeter, or it's bigger than 5 millimeter, which means it's not a good idea. And same as the pneumonias, we like we mentioned that we can monitoring by multiple CT scan visits. We can accumulate those data together and to do the comparison along the way. And also we could do apply your data on a 3D reconstruction And we recently also could take specific law module to do a 3-dimension reconstruction specifically, and that helps doctors to apply surgery navigation support. Basically, like if you want to apply either a long nodule surgery, basically use medical surgery to take them out, or you use the higher temperature needles to go into your lung to basically mount them out. Either way, it's better to have a navigation, kind of like a Google Map or a Baidu Map here in China, to help you to guide you basically the way to reach the specific disease part of your body. We also apply that to the childhood, child care, so-called business. Basically, the born age, people, especially parents, care about how height their kids could grow. So by taking a picture of their hand, we applied the artificial intelligence technologies, especially the epiphysis. Basically, your carpal or your palm bone, we could mapping that into the world medical reference. There is a version here in China, and also the global version, so-called TW3. Basically, by the medical imaging index, we can find out on the reference what's the height. If you merge them all together and get a number as a prediction, like how high you could grow at your 18 years old. And we applied those either products or technologies at the front line fighting the coronavirus. For example, the Shanghai Public Health Clinical Center to diagnose the coronavirus, on the human body, basically the pneumonias. And we work with a bunch of hospitals, currently over 1,000 hospitals here in China, and some of the big names, the Peking Union Medical College Hospital, so-called Xiehe, and China-Japan Friendship Hospital, so-called 中日友好. And when it comes to deployment, we partner with Huawei and a bunch of other big cloud supporting supply companies here in China. Basically, that depends on what hospital requires. And currently, this is a little bit different. I don't know, Vincent, how you guys deploy your business or deliver your business to your clients, because there's a public SaaS version currently, in the
I know
media industry, right? And there's also a private cloud or domain network deployment to support your business. Because here in DeepWise, due to the industry policy, basically the government policies, data cannot be reached from outside of the hospital. So basically, you can't store any data, any hospital data, to outside physical server. So all the data occurred in hospital and must be stored and stay in hospital. So there's no way you apply any public cloud service through the firewall. So I'm not sure, because I believe most of the time the business focus technology is fine, right? You could deploy them on the public cloud.
No problem. I'll try to answer this question. Okay, I believe in this law, to protect is individually privacy, right? So when we when we were collecting the data, we always have the authorization from the brands, but not from the individual, because our service not including them. We are the business model 2B business model, P2B. So basically, we don't use individually privacy data in our business. After we collect the data from the shelves, the freezers, we don't take the picture include this human being, but just the products in the store. And with authorization, it's not a big problem, and our service is also to this brand. So they receive our we can see collection actions. Yeah. And so maybe you will say, how about the AIoT or camera? Our camera won't collect the data from the individual person, but all of the products in the shops or in the freezers.
All of those, either technology service or the data, they're storing at the public cloud center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not at
yeah.
Private server.
They're
either stored in Ali Cloud or Huawei Cloud or Tencent Cloud, stuff like that, right? They're not like your client purchased a server, and all of those service or server are stored in those private server, right?
Mm-hmm. Our business not we are just a one-to-one business model. And all of these brands need this data, and we collect data from their products. We don't think it's included individual privacy, and also maybe you can say wiser if we sell our data to individual customer. That will this have some problems? Actually, we don't do that. We just provide consulting service to our customers, and we collect the data from them. Just like another kind of traditional consulting groups, they collect the data through the communications, through the road, but all of this is in authorization. Yeah.
Gotcha. Kim, how do you guys deal with the data from the clients? Do you
private? Absolutely.
Private,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, but like, do you because you need to apply all kinds of analysis on their data, right? So
yeah.
So how do you get their data? Like you apply a VPN to get the access to their server, or how that work?
Seems like that, but sometimes we will have something a little bit. I think it's like how to say classified data. You can't
Okay.
Yeah, you can't decode for the data, but just a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And sometimes we just need to go to the client's company, not the other company.
You have to work on site in order to, so basically under their network in order to.
Private network.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's exactly what happened in the healthcare industries. So we don't touch any kind of, not even a single row of data from the hospital, the live data. We don't get any kind of that because that's like fully restrict. So what we could only get is under the research purpose and the legal policies, we get a mask data, right? All of the data from the the original, they have to mask out, remove all the sensitive information from the patient or whatever.
Privacy.
Cool. So we did talk a lot, from all of our own perspective. Let's talk a little bit about Northeastern. So Kim, I know you did a graduate and then went back to China to work, but Vincent, you're intern in China first, and then come to Northeastern. So we all have kind of bit a different background.
Sure.
Yeah. So do you want to share a little bit about what did you take away from Northeastern to your job? Or Vincent, maybe you could share a little bit about what are you looking to take away from Northeastern based on your work experience.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay. First, I want to share a picture. Just a minute. Here's a picture, and in the middle, in the right of middle, this boy who dressed as a boss, it's me. And in the left side is our CTO, and in the right side is our CEO. It's a picture of our group. I can say from my personal experience, in these internships, I really learn a lot, and it's really impact my future. And also, I can say it's a kind of adventure. Before I came to Boston, before I transferred to Northeastern, I actually started as a province, Shandong province. You must know that. A small town. I grew up in a small town, and most of my friends, they call me 小镇做题家. Yeah, sure. I prepared 高考, and after I finished Gaokao, I realized I usually pay back to my parents. I don't need to start it for them. I can start it for myself. So in the freshman year, I started to some like entrepreneur experience. I opened my own companies. Like we provide service to some girls come from poor family or poor area. They want to improve themselves from external and external. They want to be more beautiful. So actually, I just with some friends and give them some service like yoga gym, and help them to lose weight, and give them some books to read and some knowledge. So actually, I'm not start my group from internship and from the entrepreneurship. Yeah. So after I transferred to Northeastern, there's a semester online, right? I started to have internships. My first intern is in investment banking for 3 months, I guess. And I don't like it. So I decided to quit. I started my journey in China. I traveled from Yunnan to Hangzhou, to Shanghai, to Xinjiang, a lot of places. And finally, I got a chance to another company in Shanghai called the Fusang Group, Fuxing Jituan. It's a in-house HR consulting department, and I'm an assistant to my boss, who is a MD, management director. Follow him, I learned really a lot. He used to be a expert in McKinsey. Really is an expert consultant. And after I finished this internships, I attended a conference, which is tech conference. In this conference, I met with my boss, who is the middle one, left of the middle with a black coat. Yeah. I achieved. I really attached by his experience. He graduated from Minerva University, which also a United States university, but it's really funny. You have to travel 7 countries in your 4 years undergraduate for semesters. Yeah. And he started his own business in his freshman year, and in the sophomore year, he founded Young Subsistence Institute, which is an incubator organization that incubated sustainable development companies in China. And he worked as an internship in McKinsey and SoftBank in his junior year, and joined Retail Eye Intelligence after graduation. In his he's now a partner of our company. He's just only 24 years old, so young. Yeah. So as end of this activity, I talked to him for a while about my experience, what I want to do, what my dream is. I also asked him about his requirements for an intern. I answered according to his requirements, and then I got the offer. I accepted the offer when I was at a summer camp in Guanghua Management College of Peking University. And immediately I went back to Shanghai to work. In the beginning, it was really challenging because because 2 reasons. First is my major. My major is business, not like you. Also, you is with the technical background, right? But I'm the business background. So everything look at so technical. I took 2 weeks.
So recently, sorry to interrupt, but if you don't mind, what do you want to take away from Northeastern, and how would that help with your career?
Sure. As I said, I like technical background. So when I came to Northeastern, I minored a major data science, right? To complement my technical background, and also I learned a lot. I attended some classes like machine learning, and some architecture intelligence class to learn more about what I want to do.
So how does those go?
I think I learned a lot of knowledge from macro sentimental, but I believe I don't like coding. Yeah, so maybe I enjoy the process of analyzing something. But this kind of knowledge really helps me a lot. And also in Northeastern, I got a chance to, next semester I can go to another campus, which is in the San Francisco. It's a program for undergraduate students.
Great.
It's really helpful because if you have passions, if you have passions on technology area, the Silicon Valley is really a good chance for undergraduate students to learn to just feel this kind of environments is really different from Boston. And also I got a chance to have co-op, which is #1 in United States for Northeastern, right? I can use half the years to have internships in China, in United States, or whatever. All of this kind of experience will help me a lot. And that's why I choose Northeastern as my transfer university. Yeah.
Great, cool. I believe if you have any issue with the data science class, you can always ask Kim. That would be
data scientist. Respect.
Kim, what did you take away from Northeastern to the data scientist nowadays of your work?
Yeah, I will give a brief brief answer. I think it's just some expertise like hard skills, and I have learned something like collaboration and doing networking, and try to improve your both the soft skills and hard skills. Soft skills like how to do the presentation, right? Go to the GSS, and and try to have coffee chat, with we have a lot of professionals and a lot of alumni, try to build a connection, and the most important thing, self motivation, try to learn from yourself, learn for yourself. Yeah, that's the things I've obtained from the Northeastern, my experience there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds cool. And also, I want to ask Morgan. Yeah. Actually, recently I'm thinking about pursue internships in a position like a product manager. But my background is not a technical background. I'm business major. So if I want to do this kind of work, I want to get some insights from you. How can I do that in China or in United States? Because I know it's really different.
This is gonna be a pretty big topic. Maybe we can
sure.
Offline. It seems showing up again. Are we running out of time, Elena?
Nope, you can go, guys.
Oh, okay, cool. So I do want to get back on the AI topic. There's one last questions I do want to bring up, and then we could kind of wrap up for if there will be any questions, or we could call it for the night. So what are you guys seeing the trend of the AI and the career in the futures? Some people say that it's killing a lot of jobs, and some people say that it could create more jobs. So what do you see the trend in the future of it? This time, Kim, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I think the artificial intelligence, I like to call it like an augmented intelligence. So artificial intelligence, for now, I think in the coming future can only be only to empower the human beings. So I don't know whether this techniques will create or create some jobs, or make some people just lost their job. I don't know, but I think it only depends on the how to say, the economics, or it depends on how this this techniques, the artificial intelligence, whether it will be a real artificial intelligence. If this is just for something like machine learning, for now, in our current stage, I don't think it will be. Yeah.
Not smart enough, huh?
Yeah. I think it's
enough to affect people's normal life or jobs. That's what you're saying. So just still at empowering stage at this moment, not really like replacing.
I don't think replacing. It just in some parts of the lives, it empowering the people. But I think in the coming future there was something bother the human beings in the coming future, like privacy of things. This techniques makes some businessmen crazy. Maybe in the future you will see, and I don't know. Yeah. It depends on it depends on how you choose to
exactly,
to live with the artificial intelligence or work with it. It depends on you. Yeah, everybody will have their own choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that there's a theory code that at least in the upcoming 5 years, all those taxi drivers and the accountant at the first wave are most likely to be replaced, because most of the time they're just doing quite of repeating works, and that's most learnable skills by the AI, which means it's easier to be replaced. So that because the companies could save money and use it for something else.
It depends on. For me, I don't think I say this perspective, in my eyes, I don't say it for now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Vincent?
I think it depends. Yeah, it also depends, and replacing is relative, because as Yuchen said, the artificial intelligence will empower the human society, right? And maybe they replace some people from their work, but also they release their people from their work. Maybe they can do something more creativity. Yeah, they can do something more.
That's a great way to interpret it. You know, like making somebody lose their job also means they're releasing them from the job.
Releasing them. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that from my boss. You know, you're released today instead of fired.
Because I think every time our human society move forward, some people must be replaced, or we can say they should move forward too. Yeah,
exactly.
We can just watch our eyes on them, but not watch the total like human society not forward. I think the problem is how to help this person to find a new job, or give them more chance, but not focus only on the replacing. Yeah, because replacing is a kind of a dilemma.
So have them come to Northeastern so that they could, you know, get a new job, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, Yelena, I think I've gone through all my question list.
So I have a question to you guys. Do you think artificial intelligence will help us to fight the diseases like COVID in the future, or like bacterial diseases, or even climate change? You know, do you think it will help us with this, you know, global issues?
So I'll go first, since I'm in the healthcare industries. We're actually the example of using AI in the healthcare industries, right? Helping people. We haven't gone to the treatment of the disease, but we are actually going pretty deep in the diagnose. But the earlier you diagnose it, which means you know, the higher chance of getting fully secure and you know, recovered, right? And we're actually, you know, moving forward in co-work with the doctors to find the leads from the symptom to the disease with all kinds of scattered points. And you know, it's hard to imagine. Basically nowadays, our competitors, they only takes image of your eye, and they could tell if you are diabetes or you know, high blood pressure at very early age, and that's not even any radiation effect, because you know, it doesn't require a CT machine to scan. Basically, just a regular image at the bottom of the retina of your eyes, and could tell very early at least. But you know, if you want to go further deep of the diagnose, you may want to, you know, do the radiation scan, all of that, if you're worried about cancer and all that kind of stuff. So
when do you think this technology is going to be on market for, you know, for common use?
It's actually, you know, we're actually working pretty hard to commercialize all of those products, and nowadays they're actually applied in the physical inspections institute here in China. They're pretty common here in China. I believe there are quite similar stuff in the United States. I think the FDA have approved quite a lot of entities by you know, Siemens and Philips, and all of those, you know, companies in US. And also, you know, I've seen a lot of the Israel companies too that, you know, they're applying those technology in the healthcare industries. But I'm pretty sure, you know, Vincent and Kim have insights on those topic or other industries as well. right? What do you guys say?
Yeah, I don't know for the others, but only for the COVID. If we have the real artificial intelligence, the meta universe, yeah, people won't infect the others. We all, lives in our own house, so there's no infection.
Well, all right.
I have some.
You have some. Okay, Vincent, go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you guys know a thing called brain-machine interface. Yeah, do you guys know that? I think maybe AI can, artificial intelligence can help brain-machine interface, because
that's something that Elon Musk is working on.
Yeah, sure. Recently I read a paper, and it talks about these things, because human thoughts is instantly, and maybe on this second, we are thinking about the one thing. We are in the communication, we are in the panel, right? But in the next moment, maybe you are in another field. You think about your wife, your family, or your work. Yeah. Simple machine, brain-machine interface cannot identify this kind of change, your fading thoughts. But with the AI helps, AI can simulate the neural networking, and the computer can better understand the human kind. Maybe some people may, unfortunately, they died in a traffic jam, or in the disease. These kind of things, AI plus brain-machine interface can help them to live a longer life after the death.
Yeah, store a bunch of the data. That's
very promising. Very promising. All right, guys. Thank you so much for this very interesting talk. I understand nothing in technology, and you kind of captured my attention. That was amazing. Thank you. And I really, really appreciate your time. I know it's very late in Beijing now. And Vincent, thank you so much for joining us, from here from Boston. As I said, this program will be recorded and posted on YouTube channel. Check it out. And once I have the link, I'm going to share it with you guys, and you can share it with your friends and relatives, because you did an amazing job. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Good.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.